Jen and I met, and we spent about 3 hours just bonding over how hard it is to get great nutrition into kids, the importance of that, but also the disparities in access to that. We kind of bonded around the idea of like, hey, let's work together on this business and turn it into not only a provider of great nutrition, but also do everything that we can to make it accessible to all. So that's been deeply rooted in our values and in our corporate mission from day one here, and it's driven almost every single decision we've made about how we've grown this business.
Business Casual.
It's time for another installment of our new series, CEO Shorts, where we bring you bonus conversations with the founders and CEOs of some of the most fun and innovative companies out there now. Today, we're taking a trip to a farm co-founded by actor Jennifer Garner and organic food industry veteran John Foraker. Once Upon a Farm aims to create organic, tasty, and nutritious meals and snacks for kids of all ages. And according to Forbes, it's one of the largest and fastest growing plant-based children's nutrition companies today. We spoke with co-founder and CEO John Foraker, who has spent more than 30 years working in the organic and natural food industry, which includes serving as the CEO of Annie's Inc. from 1999 to 2017. Now he's working to make organic foods more accessible to the next generation. Our chat with John Foraker is next after the break. Financial education should be like oxygen, accessible to everyone. That's why Real Vision created an on-demand investing course that provides the tools and foundational knowledge you need to become a smarter and more confident investor. By the end of this comprehensive 10-hour course, you'll understand how the world's best investors think and execute trades. From there, you can tailor your learnings to your own personal circumstances. Business Casual listeners get a 15% discount off Real Vision's investing course, plus full access to their Plus membership tier with promo code BREW. Learn more at realvision.com/businesscasual. That's realvision.com/businesscasual. Well, John, great to have you on the podcast. I would love to start with a quick little icebreaker. It's called OG Occupation. And as you can guess, I would love to know what your very first job was, if you could reflect back for a moment.
Oh, my very first job was washing cars at a Lincoln Mercury dealership. I was 12 years old, but I lied and told them I was 14 to get the job.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. And they paid you? You were compensated and everything, like a real
$2.27 an hour is what I remember.
Wow. Did you enjoy it, this job?
I did love it. It was really, really fun to have my first job. I enjoyed it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. At 12 years old. Awesome. Well, let's chat about Once Upon a Farm, a very interesting brand. You sell a lot of really cool products, and the origin story itself is fascinating. I see on the website it says, inspired by pumpkins grown on Farmer Jen's family farm. That is, of course, Jennifer Garner. So how would you describe Once Upon a Farm, and how did the idea originate beyond the pumpkins?
So it's really a fresh kid nutrition brand, and it was founded in 2015 by Ari Raz and Cassandra Curtis in San Diego. And Cassandra developed these products really like most great entrepreneurs. They develop a product that helps solve a problem that they're having in their own life. So she just had her first child, and she really wanted to give her kids the best nutrition possible. And so she got into making baby food. She was working. She found it to be really hard and difficult, and she said, hey, somebody should figure this out and make a product that moms and dads can buy at the grocery store. So they did. The first brand was called Mother's Garden, and then about a year later they changed the branding to Once Upon a Farm. I came in as an investor, and then Jen and I met and decided to work on this project together, and I'm sure that'll come up in a minute as our conversation goes on.
Yeah, sure. So let's talk about the sort of business model. It is a subscription model. Why is that the route that makes sense for products like these?
Well, it started out online, of course, subscription model, because obviously people, when they're in that need where they've got a young child and they want to have the products readily available at all times, a subscription is great. It shows up at their door once a month or once every couple of weeks, whatever their frequency is, and they've got it, and it's always in the fridge. But pretty quickly, Ari and Cassandra decided they wanted to take it to retail, and so they did. a couple of Whole Foods divisions picked it up, and then when I came over, I had been running Annie's in the U.S. for a long time, which is a well-known organic brand, and I really pushed it hard to retail, and we went into, I'd say about 8,000 grocery stores from about 300 in about 3 months in 2018, and really got the brand out there. And we wanted it to be widely available wherever consumers shop, whether that was online or in retail. And that's exactly the footprint we have today.
How did the interest and awareness of organic products and foods change from the time you were at Annie's to now? Is there a lot more awareness and understanding now than there was before?
Yeah, there's vastly more awareness, and the adoption and usage is a lot higher, but there's still a lot of confusion about organic and what it is. But back when I was at Annie's for about 15, 16 years, organic was, something you really couldn't find in grocery stores. It was over in like the dusty little natural section, and if it was in the store at all. And so during the decade, like, it started coming out into the mainstream aisles, and it's really, most consumers come into organic. The most common time frame that consumers come into organic is when a child comes into the house, because they start doing a bunch of research about nutrition and the things that they want to be in their food and not in their food, and they want to do the best for their kids, and so oftentimes that's the trigger point. And then, but it's very mainstream now and is pretty much in every category in every store.
And how does a partnership with someone like a Jennifer Garner help to increase awareness, especially for people who don't inherently want to read the labels, or maybe they're blocking it out on purpose because they don't want to take the time to understand what ingredients are in the products they're consuming? How did that partnership, a little bit more detail on how that partnership came to be and how that sort of helps with consumer awareness?
Jen has been working with Save the Children in the U.S. In their domestic programs for well over a decade, and in that role where she's lobbying Congress people, talking, going to disaster sites, doing all these things for many years, she's really gotten to understand like the impact of rural poverty on kids and their development. And so she had been looking to do something in the food space for many years, her and her manager. They stumbled across Once Upon a Farm. They found out I was involved in it. They talked to Ari and Cassandra. Jen and I met, and we spent about 3 hours just bonding over how hard it is to get great nutrition into kids, the importance of that, but also the disparities in access to that, from rich neighborhoods to poor neighborhoods across the country. And so we kind of bonded around the idea of like, hey, let's work together on this business and turn it into not only a provider of great nutrition, but also do everything that we can to make it accessible to all. So that's been deeply rooted in our values and in our corporate mission from day one here, and it's driven almost every single decision we've made about how we've grown this business. Jen, obviously, because she's so passionate about that, she talks about it. She's been incredibly active day to day as an entrepreneur in this business, making people aware of it, helping us make the right decisions for the business as Chief Brand Officer.
What does accessible to all mean? Is that from an awareness standpoint or price point even? What is that?
It's definitely access and availability. So available in your local market is the first starting place for that. But one of the first things that we did in 2018 was start working on getting fresh baby food approved under the WIC program, which is the Women, Infant, Children program. It's a federal government program that is available and regulated by every state. But we have our products out there in Texas, in Florida, and in other places where parents who are on the WIC program have access to them if they shop in those stores. And that's a small part of our business now, but it's an incredibly important one that we're continuing to really grow. And so that's one access. Another is we have a partnership with Save the Children where we're with a program called Million Meals, where we're providing 1 million meals to kids in need, and really just trying to drive that and really tie our brand to that benefit for society to try to improve access. And so if people support our brand, they're supporting that goal, and we're working hard to do that every day.
You've said before that there's a better way to farm than we've collectively been farming since industrialized agriculture began. How would you like to see the way we farm evolve?
Well, you called out industrialized agriculture, and I think that's the really important part. Like, farming used to be, non-toxic and regenerative, and for thousands and thousands of years until chemical farming came in and changed the game. And so we want to see organic agriculture continue to thrive. It's still about 1% of U.S. farmland. It's too small. It needs to get bigger. The demand for these products is continuing to drive that, and it will expand, but we want it to get more and more organic. It's just better for the soil. It's better for the environment. It's better for the consumers that are eating these products that are where they're avoiding, toxic pesticide residues and other negative impacts from industrial agriculture.
I want to know about your maybe flavor preferences for some of the products that you offer, because the website says we love irresistible bright flavors that babies and kids and even parents crave. So do you have a personal favorite?
Yeah, green kale and apple is my favorite because it's just such a great combination of fruits and veggies. But it's so accessible. And Cassandra always formulates in like a really cool, like extra added ingredient too that really has some kind of a health benefit for brain or whatever. And that one is hemp seed, which is cool. Anyway, I love that. And our consumers respond to that. It's fun, they like it. It tastes delicious. Most important thing for kid food, it has to taste delicious. And none of our products have added sugar. And the market we compete in is it's a vast mountain of sugar. It's absolutely terrible. And when kids palates are adjusted to eating sugar and wanting that flavor profile, it's very difficult to go back, and their entire life is shaped by that. So we want to provide snacks that taste naturally great without that.
I love that. Well, John, before we let you go, this segment is called Shoot Your Shot. And I would like to know, what is your moonshot idea? This is your wildest ambition, your biggest dream. It could be professional or personal. This is your chance to shoot your shot.
Okay, I'm going to shoot my shot. It's either the Marshall Plan or the WPA, but it's basically the government working with private industry to create tiny home communities in every major metro in the U.S., like 50,000 in every big city of these little tiny homes, which are like 200 square feet or less, and to really get at the challenge that we have here in our country with homelessness. I think it can be done, and the technologies exist, and I think the will is getting there to make it happen. So that's what I'd like to see happen.
It's a very selfless moonshot idea. I like that. Well, we will leave things there, John. This was a great conversation. Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. Appreciate it.
This is Business Casual, and I'm Nora Ali. You can follow me on Twitter at Nora K. Ali, and I would love to hear from you. If you have ideas for episodes, comments, and thoughts on episodes you loved, fun segment ideas, just shoot me a DM, and I will do my very best to respond. You could also reach the BC team by emailing businesscasual@morningbrew.com. or give us a call. That number is 862-295-1135. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Business Casual on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And if you like the show, please, please, please leave us a rating and a review. It really, really helps us. Business Casual is produced by Catherine Millsop and Olivia Mead. Additional production, sound design, and mixing by Daniel Marcus. Kate Brandt is our fact checker, and A.B. Silver is our senior booking producer. Sarah Singer is our VP of Multimedia. Music in this episode from Daniel Marcus and the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder. Thanks for listening to Business Casual. I'm Nora Ali. Keep it business and keep it casual.
Business Casual.
If you like what you saw and you like what you heard, you can listen to the entire episode of this podcast, Business Casual, anywhere you get your podcasts. And please go ahead and subscribe to the Morning Brew YouTube channel, and go ahead and click on that alarm bell, that thing right there, so you can be alerted anytime there's a new video.